You're going to need to look at this painting for a few minutes to truly understand it, but I can already tell you, this is a religious painting, and the most incredible part is that it was created over 500 years ago. The appearance of the Virgin Mary is quite unsettling. Her skin is so pale, so slender, and so otherworldly that she almost looks like she's been carved from stone, and her perfectly round breast is hard to ignore. Art historians have long debated how to read this painting, as it's so unusual that it might be considered one of a kind in art history. The conclusions they've reached after more than 500 years of analysis will definitely surprise you. The story of this painting begins in the mid-15th century when the medieval miniaturist Jean Fouquet returned from his stay in Italy with a completely transformed style. Fouquet had discovered a new kind of art, revolutionary, futuristic. It was the Renaissance. Combined with the equally groundbreaking technical innovations taking place in Flanders, this led to paintings as astonishing as the one we're looking at today. Fouquet painted a diptych for the Collegiate Church of Melun, which was later separated and sold during the French Revolution. The right panel is the painting we're analyzing today. And yes, it looks like a dream, or a hallucination, or even science fiction, a piece that feels like it was made yesterday, but it was painted over 500 years ago. In this astonishing work, we see the Virgin, pale as the moon, with a perfectly spherical breast exposed. The child is chubby and posed in a complex foreshortened position. With his finger, he points at something. 9 red and blue angels surround the scene, each in a different attitude. This is the most innovative religious painting of its time. Those vivid colors, that lighting, those textures, that delirious composition that feels like something out of an acid trip, and all of it rendered with flawless technique. If Fouquet was known for one thing, it was technical mastery. After all, he was not only an expert in painting, but also in miniatures, stained glass, and even tapestry. For years, scholars have debated the possibility that Jean Fouquet wasn't just portraying the mother of Christ, but also a real, living woman, a powerful figure at the court of King Charles VII, Agnès Sorel, his official mistress. Agnès was famous for her beauty and for breaking every rule of her time. She was the first woman in France to publicly take on the role of royal mistress, and she did it with such power and style that she ended up setting trends. Her skin was pale, her forehead high. Yes, that was considered elegant back then, and she was said to walk through court wearing the most provocative dresses anyone had ever seen. Jean Fouquet didn't just know her, he was under her protection, and after her sudden death, some believe he wanted to honor her in a way that defied every convention, by turning her into the Virgin Mary. That would explain a lot, the idealized posture, the exposed breast, not as an erotic symbol, but as a sign of motherhood and power, and the scene's strange mix of the human and the supernatural. And this is where the painting becomes even more fascinating, because it's not just a religious image, it's also a blend of devotion, politics, desire, and power, a hidden portrait disguised within an altarpiece. But there are still many questions left unanswered. Why are the angels these particular colors? What exactly is the child pointing at? And why did Fouquet choose to paint this beautiful woman with such pale, almost ghostly skin? None of this is by chance. Everything has a purpose, and we're about to uncover it. But before we continue, let me remind you that if you'd love to collect this painting and hang it in your home, now you can through our website. In the link you'll find in the description, you'll discover over 500 historical artworks you can use to start your own personal collection. Shipping is free worldwide. You'll be able to own a true work of art, and by purchasing from the store, you'll also be supporting this channel so we can keep making videos like this one. Check out the catalog through the link in the description once you've finished watching. Now then, let's continue. At first glance, the colors of the angels might seem purely decorative, but in reality, they carry deep symbolic and stylistic meaning. The red angels are Seraphim, and the blue ones are Cherubim, two of the highest ranks in the celestial hierarchy according to Christian tradition. This color coding wasn't invented by Fouquet, but it had rarely been used in such a bold, almost futuristic way. The contrast between the vivid reds and blues and the pale, almost translucent skin of the Virgin and Child creates a powerful visual tension. And it's no coincidence. The white ermine cloak that wraps around Mary enhances that contrast even further, making her shine like a porcelain statue at the center of the scene. But this goes beyond symbolism. There's also a geometric logic at work. Fouquet builds the entire scene using a pyramidal composition. Mary's head is oval, her breast perfectly spherical, her body drawn with mathematical precision. Hidden throughout the painting are circles, hexagons, octagons, pure shapes that bring harmony to what would otherwise be a visually crowded space. This blend of geometry, symbolism, and color reveals what makes Fouquet's style so unique. It's not purely French, nor entirely Flemish, nor fully Italian. It's all of them at once, a fusion of medieval tradition, Flemish realism, and the emerging ideas of the Italian Renaissance. The glossy surfaces, the angel's skin, the polished orbs on Mary's throne recall the techniques of Jan van Eyck. Some even say the painting carries a hint of the Arnolfini portrait. And there's also a touch of Italian ceramic art, especially in the way the figures seem glazed, like sacred porcelain statues. That effect, by the way, was known to be a personal favorite of King Charles VII. So no, the colors aren't random. They're part of a carefully crafted vision, a mix of theology, geometry, international influence, and, why not, a little royal taste. Now then, what exactly is the child pointing at in this painting? His long, delicate finger is clearly aimed at something, but not at his mother, and not at the angels. He's pointing outside the frame, so what is he pointing to? Let's not forget that this painting was originally part of a diptych. Its missing panel, the one on the left, featured Etienne Chevalier, a powerful nobleman and the donor who commissioned the work. Many experts believe that Jesus is pointing directly at him, as if acknowledging his presence or even his devotion, despite sitting on the lap of his Holy Mother. It's a small gesture, but it changes everything. It breaks the boundary between the sacred and the earthly. Jesus isn't just a divine figure, he's interacting with the man who made this painting possible. Now let's return to the Virgin. Her skin is white as ivory, almost unnatural. Her forehead is high, her eyebrows nearly invisible, and her hairline shaved, every detail matching the ideal standards of beauty at the time. And that's why many believe this face belongs to Agnès Sorel. In fact, Etienne Chevalier, the noble from the missing panel, was not only a prominent figure at court, he was also Agnès Sorel's executor. It all fits together. The king's mistress as the Virgin, the noble donor as a witness, and the child as the bridge between heaven and earth. If you have a different interpretation, I'd love to hear it in the comments. Thank you for watching until the end. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video and check out the link in the description to place your order on the website. See you in the next video, and thank you so much for your support.